Hello you guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Hannah Elchis, and I wanted to sit down today and do a little video about what I would recommend if you're traveling to Italy someday, soon, just all my tips. And this is kind of out of the blue, just all of a sudden I was like, I should sit down and tell everyone like my tips, because I've been getting a lot of messages on Instagram about, oh my gosh, I'm studying abroad soon, or hey, do you have any tips? You're always in Italy. But I keep getting asked on Instagram like, hey, could you let me know any tips, where I should stay, what I should do, what do you recommend? I'm studying abroad there soon. I get lots of those DMs about, hey, I noticed you studied abroad 2 years ago, and they want to know anything I learned from Italy. So some of my tips here, just out of the blue, I don't have notes, I just kind of, I'm gonna take it all from my memory. So to start off with, if you're studying abroad there, the biggest thing, one of the biggest things, do not pack as much as you want. Pack way less, because you're gonna be fascinated while you're there. No matter what budget you set for yourself right now, you're definitely buying more, and the clothes there are amazing. So you do not need to pack as much as you think. Even basics, you can also buy basics there and then come home with clothes from Italy. So I really wish I had left more room, but thankfully my parents came a few weeks before I left, so I made them take a full suitcase home with them of just stuff that I've bought. So, little background, I studied abroad 2 years ago, so that would have been 2021. That's crazy that it's already been 2 years. It seems like it's been at most a year, but it would have been, I think, exactly 2 years ago, and a few, give or take a few days, that I landed in Rome. So I studied abroad because I went to Iowa State and they did an interior design study abroad program in Rome. And they do it with architecture, they do it with their graphic design, everyone. So I already knew some people that were gonna be going, and my dad thankfully had always loved the idea of me studying abroad, because when he was in college, he went abroad for his choir and got to see amazing places, and it's life-changing. So I ended up doing it, and it was a little touch and go there for a long time, because if you remember 2021, it was very iffy on what was gonna happen with COVID. So up until like, I think 3 weeks before we went, 2 weeks before, it was still unknown if I was gonna be going. So I was packing for that full month before I left, and I didn't know if I was actually gonna be going. So anyways, I landed in Rome, and we were getting like slight Italian lessons from our teachers and a class that we were in, but it really wasn't enough looking back. So my number 2 tip would be catch up on some of your Italian. You can do Duolingo. I just went back to Italy a few weeks ago, if you guys saw that. I did Duolingo for a couple weeks to help refresh and learn even more. And they really appreciate when you try, and they're not mean about it at all. Like, even if you mess up, it's so nice. And if you ever go anywhere in small towns, they might not know English, like Rome. The big cities will know it, most people know it, but like if you go to Tuscany, we didn't know anyone who spoke English when we went there. So that got difficult, especially if you don't have connection for Google Translate. So I highly recommend picking up some Italian. It's really similar to Spanish. If you are getting excited about study abroad, put that energy towards learning it, because it's exciting. You're gonna be speaking it there. So another thing is like stuff to pack. So I kind of wish, looking back, I wouldn't have packed as much of my like products. I was convinced that like they wouldn't have anything I need there. and I feel like social media has done a lot better job, or maybe I'm just on that side of it. But there are amazing products in Italy. There's amazing products just in Europe in general. The US doesn't have the greatest ingredients in our products, so Italy and Europe, they're much stricter, amazing products. I wish I started over and just found everything there because their products are amazing. So don't pack as many liquids. It's just gonna take up room for you. You can buy it there. They have pharmacies everywhere. It's just a little green sign that's like a plus sign. Or you can just look up Pharmacia on Google Maps and it'll pop up with tons everywhere. Yeah, so another tip is you should get one of these converters. You can get them on Amazon. Mine personally has like a USA converter, UK, and Europe. So this just helps you be able to plug everything you need from US to convert to Europe or whichever place you're in, and you just have to pack it if you're traveling to different countries while you're there. I would pack multiple. I packed 2 and sometimes that still wasn't enough, but this one, thankfully, sorry guys, my camera died. That's what happens when you don't plan to film and you pick up your camera. So as I was saying, you should get this converter. It'll be really easy, honestly. You do have to look up before you go. I know some people, their straighteners or curlers or someone's steamer that I was living with kind of blew up because it wasn't compatible with their like electricity. They use like stronger electricity. I'm no electrician, so anyways, I looked it up to make sure my straightener could handle it, because even if you have one of these, it might give too much electricity to whatever item you have plugged in, so be careful. Anyways, this is a good one. Just look up like European converter or something, plug-in converter. Another thing that I used a ton this last trip a week ago was this little fan. I didn't have it for study abroad, and oh my gosh, I wish I did, because it's a portable charger, which you need a portable charger while you're there. You're always out and about and your phone's gonna die and you're gonna want to take a picture. So this one's also a fan, which is perfect if you're there in the summer and it's very, very hot and you'll be walking 25,000 steps. So that is another thing. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, there is a girl I talked to that is studying abroad also, and she's gonna be studying abroad in Florence, and I was sending her messages about different apps she should use. So I was looking at my phone, and one app you need to download before you get there, and it was so helpful once I figured this out, is Omio, O-M-I-O, and it's for their train system, their bus system, so you can buy tickets on your phone rather than going and getting a paper copy, because the difficulty with paper copies is you sometimes have to like verify them. Even if you bought the ticket and it's for a specific time, there are buses you always have to put the paper in, and at train stations sometimes there's machines like scattered around and you have to like stamp it one more time, put it in the machine and back out before you get on, or you could get a huge fine. I don't know if the local bus systems always do this app. I only used it when I was like traveling out of the city. So that's something to look into. Otherwise, I just got like a month-long bus ticket, so I could just keep it in the back of my phone and you didn't have to scan it every single time. I just got it at like one of the pharmacy like smoke shop places, and just asked them for like a month-long bus ticket. But you have to get there before they're sold out. There's a certain time every month, it's usually the start of the month, where I went to like multiple of those places and got the month one you could ask around, but it's any place that you could go buy like cigarettes or something. That's where you can also buy the bus tickets. So ask them for a month one, or sometimes they do like a 3-day or a 4-day, because if you get multiple, you're gonna have like 20 bus tickets, and every single time you have to scan them, or they could charge you a huge fine. I got a huge fine the first week I was there with my family, and we didn't remember to scan them, and it can be like hundreds of euros. So make sure to do that. The Omio app, you can schedule your trains, and it helps you know when to get off the stop. It's perfect. You can also get a taxi app. Let me look at it. My next app that I have that you guys should get is WeTaxi, and it's just like a taxi app for, I don't know if it's like for everywhere, but it worked in Rome, it worked in Milan, it worked all in Italy for the most part, unless you're in Tuscany, because don't get stranded in Tuscany. There are no Ubers. There is no one. But for the most part, we use the Uber app just because that was the most reliable. You could see when they're coming. The taxi is kind of just difficult. You kind of call a number. But anyways, it's good to have just in case. And download the Uber app, have that all set up. That was nice. I wish I used the public transportation a little more. We did by the end once we got it figured out. But I didn't realize that I could just put in my location and change on Google Maps to transit, and it'll show me all the different buses or trains or anything that will get you to that destination and where to find that stop and all of that. That took me about 2.5 months to figure that out, so that's a good tip. Wear comfortable shoes. I personally got New Balances. I wore them to death. They're like the 574s, I believe, and I ripped out the insole and put like, I have like really good insoles from when I used to play soccer, so I put those in, and that was really helpful. I only took 3 pairs of shoes for 3 months, which is crazy, I know, but I had my New Balances. I had these black boots because I was there from September till December, these like chunky black boots. And what other shoe did I have? I had flip-flops. I bought those in Amalfi just because I needed flip-flops for the beach. I guess I had 4 pairs because I also had running shoes, and I maybe used them twice. So I did not do any physical activity while I was there, honestly. I was too busy, and you walk so much that like I felt like I didn't need it. But honestly, I wish I did more running while I was there, because then you see like the area you're at and all of that. Even if you're visiting, like going on a morning run sounds so fun, and Rome was so pretty in the morning, so that'd be a cool way to do it. But other than that, like I didn't get a gym membership, which kind of worried me for a while, that like I would miss it from home. But it was honestly an amazing break for 3 months to do nothing but walk and eat pasta, and it was amazing. So yeah, those are the shoes I brought. I only brought a straightener. I learned like a long time ago how to curl my hair with a straightener, so that made it easy to do both. What else? You could also bring like, I've been doing a lot of like blowouts with like robes or curl or like socks. Look up like blowout sock curls on TikTok. And did I do it today? I guess I did do it last night, one of the sock blowouts, and this is how it looks. So one, you need layers for it to kind of work, but also that'd be good like heatless hairstyles that you can sleep in, wake up and hurry and go adventure all day and explore all day. So that was helpful. Oh, another good tip is I learned like specific phrases that would just be really useful. So if you learn posso avere, or if you can't roll your R's, posso avere, it means can I have. So if you can get that locked in your head, like can I have, you can say can I have a cappuccino, can I have that item, can I feel like you can just use it a lot, like can I have, and then you say whatever's on the menu. and they'll appreciate that. That kind of helped. And then I learned like halfway through my study abroad, non parlo molto italiano. So usually once you get it down, you can say it faster, non parlo molto italiano. So that just means I don't speak much Italian, and I still use that to today because I can pick up on things. I should be better after 3 months plus just now being there for 2 more weeks. But unfortunately, I didn't study it a ton when I was there. They stopped our classes like 2 weeks into us being there, and I wish they would have continued the Italian language classes while we were actually in Italy. But my biggest thing was I wish I took an Italian course, just like an intro to Italian course, the semester before I went, or like I said earlier, if you're going for a vacation, Duolingo. Like, you'll feel so amazing that you can pick up on things here and there. But if not, rewind and go listen to those phrases again, or just look up "I don't speak Italian" and memorize that phrase, because people will come up to you, and it's nice to say that if they don't speak any English either. Something else that helped me not get pickpocketed while I was in Rome. Almost everyone I know and studied with got pickpocketed, but I never got pickpocketed. And Rome is known for pickpocketers, and not in like a dangerous way. Like, you don't need to be worried about it. Like, it happens all over Italy, probably all over Europe, but just to be aware, train stations, buses, like on a train, airports, that's where they're thinking you're the most flustered and you won't notice, and they'll just grab it right out of your pocket. So never, ever, ever have your phone in your back pocket. I know it's the biggest habit ever. We slide them into our coat pocket, into our jeans. Do not do that. Not in the side of your backpack. I remember one of the girls was walking to class, and we had a 40-minute walk to class every day, and she put her phone, without thinking, just in the side of her backpack, and like grabbed her water bottle, was drinking out of her water, and got pickpocketed. So she didn't have a phone. She had to get a Samsung for the rest of the trip. She couldn't like get the right iPhone. I don't remember the whole ordeal. Another friend was running onto a train or the tram when it was pouring outside, and they probably saw that everyone's flustered, and suddenly I was standing right next to her and never even realized it, but suddenly all her stuff was like on the floor of the tram, and we were like, what the heck, that's weird, like must have came unzipped. Grabbed her stuff, zipped it back up. This is the day before we flew home to the US, and she didn't have her passport. The next morning she went to check for it, and that night she had her passport in her bag, which in her little crossbody, which she shouldn't have done. I took photocopies and put them in like all my bags, because you never want to give them your real passport, like not to anyone, not to security, like the police that come onto buses. Never give them your real one, just to be safe so you can come home. But for some reason she had it that night and it was gone, so she had to cancel her flight, go to the embassy the next day, rebook her flights, get a new passport. So number one tip, just have your hand on your stuff. Do not put your phone in your pockets. And my favorite bag while I was there to avoid pickpocketing, it's this Lululemon crossbody. And I know it looks big, but honestly I always had it full, and not every moment is picture perfect. So it has like this big pouch on the back, and that's what's actually like closest to your body, and so no one could even reach that zipper. And then it has this kind of like secret one on the side here, and it goes all the way down, so that one's really nice. And then it has these tiny little ones up here, and they're hard to unzip, which I find to be a good thing, just because I would put other important stuff in there. This is my favorite purchase. Actually, I was given it as a gift. This is my favorite thing I brought there because it helped me not get pickpocketed. So get a Lululemon crossbody. A lot of the other girls had the smaller one that a lot of people have now. I'm glad I had the biggest one, or the bigger one, just because I overpack. I would have a deodorant in my bag, my phone, my camera, portable chargers, like money, everything you could need. And I would also, I had a water bottle. I had like a little hook, and I would hook it to my bag while it was around me, so my water bottle would just be hanging from here. So I didn't have to carry a water bottle all day, but I wouldn't get super dehydrated. So yeah, I think those are like my major things. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything, but just to recap, like pack light, get the Omio app. I can link it down below too if I remember. Pack a few shoes that are so comfortable, like find one that can be versatile. Like I wore my New Balances even with nicer outfits. You're not gonna wanna wear heels. I don't even think you should pack them. Nice sandals at best. And honestly have so much fun if you're going to Italy. I wish I could be there still. It is my favorite place on earth. You're gonna have so much fun. And people are so nice there, so don't be afraid to ask. Just ask if they speak English. They might point you to someone. People younger usually know English pretty well, if not very well. I swear everyone over there knew like 3 to 4 languages. So you can ask them. Enjoy the food. You're gonna live it up there. So if you have any more questions, let me know down below. But I hope this was helpful. I don't know if this is information you guys would want to know. I've just gotten a few DMs of people requesting this video, so I thought I would sit down while I was reminiscing about Italy. It's already been a week since I landed and I miss it. And for 2 years after studying abroad, I missed it. And if you are studying abroad, it's gonna be scary, so scary to go there. But I got homesick, but now that I'm home, I wish I could be there. So it will be amazing. Everything will still be here when you return. Everyone's so happy for you that you're going. It's gonna be so exciting. It's gonna be scary, but that's normal. Anything with change is scary, but usually it is the best decision ever. And you're gonna grow so much for it. I'm a completely different person than before I left, in a good way. So yeah, everyone have fun if you're going. And if you don't have a plan to go, I would recommend saving up. I know a lot of friends that saved here and there as much as they could, and you can go to hostels and make it cheaper. I know it's really popular right now, so flights are expensive, but someday I hope you all can go, and I hope this helped. So comment down below if you liked this. Follow me on social media, is linked down below. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy Italy. Bye.